Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to the technical charts analysis section. So before I get into the analysis, I would just like to inform everyone that starting from today, these daily technical analysis videos will be uploaded on my YouTube channel. So officially today is going to be the first video that is going to be on YouTube. Okay, so the YouTube channel is going to be called simply my name, Edmund Tan. So I appreciate that if you guys can view the videos also on YouTube and also share and like if there's a like on YouTube. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I think there is. Okay, so I'll be loading it on YouTube. So I would appreciate that. I first of all thank you, and of course further appreciate if you guys can further support and share the videos to your friends and family. Okay, so let's get into the technical analysis. First of all, again, we are going to start off with the US dollar index. The US dollar index shows us whether the US dollar was strengthening or weakening. So as we can see, for the last 1 week plus or so, ever since the 25th of May, the US dollar has been on a bearish trend. So for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, and on last Friday, which was the 10th day, we can see that the US dollar did have a marginal recovery. Okay, so for the US dollar on last Friday, we can see that during the Asian trading session, if you look at the time below, 500, okay, over here. So again, 500 plus 5 hours if you're in Singapore or Malaysia. If you're in another country, then you need to adjust your time zone to your respective country. Okay, so this is a server time, in other words, so it's 0500. So you need to add 5 hours if you're in Singapore or Malaysia. So 5 plus 5 would be 10. So at 10 a.m. on last Friday, the US dollar was weakening. Okay, and towards this candle here, which is 1000 hours plus 5, this one will be 15, which is 3 p.m. local Singapore time. Okay, so we can see that 10 a.m. weakening, 3 p.m. strengthening, and as the non-farm payrolls data was announced yesterday at about 8:30 p.m., we can see the US dollar continuing to strengthen. Okay, and this happened at 1500 plus 5, which is 2000 hours, which is 8 p.m. local Singapore time. Okay, so when we look back at the UK pound, first of all, the UK pound was extremely bullish in the sense that it was moving up at about 10 a.m. okay, the UK pound, and not only that, later on during the evening at about 7 p.m. onwards, 1400 plus 5 is 19, which is 7 p.m. local Singapore time. The UK pound continues to strengthen another 97 pips. Okay, so the final move on Friday, which was the UK pound going up about 97 pips from 7 p.m. all the way until about 10 p.m. okay, even though the US dollar did strengthen from 8 p.m. onwards, okay, and then went quiet, we can see that the UK pound continued to strengthen and just pull back a little bit on Friday. Okay, so in other words, my interpretation is that the UK pound is extremely bullish. Okay, you can see this nicely. Comparison to the euro dollar. Euro dollar, this is what happened during last Friday's live webinar. We had a live webinar on last Friday on the 5th of June at 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. local Singapore time, and of course there was a number of participants there, and we were analyzing the market, the euro dollar included, on Friday. Okay, so when it was about 2 p.m. it was about this time, okay, this candle here. So when I started the webinar at about 2 p.m. The euro dollar has already gone up by about went up from here, okay, at about 11 a.m. okay, and by the time the webinar started, it was already up about 40 pips. Okay, so same goes for the UK pound on last Friday. Okay, last Friday at about this is the one, okay, at about 900 hours plus 5 is 14, which is 2 p.m. when the webinar started. The UK pound was already moving up about 50 pips. Okay, so I mentioned that the move has already moved, and it was a bit too risky to go in for a buy at that time because the move has already started, and it was towards the third quarter or towards the end of that cycle. So we didn't take any live trades, but I did mention, especially for the euro dollar, at this point of time at about 2 or 3 p.m. this could be the reversal for the euro dollar. Okay, true enough, after another 1 or 2 hours, the euro dollar from a high of 1.1385, it started to move down. In the next hour, it moved down about 40 pips, and in the next 2 hours, it moved down about 60 pips, and towards the evening cycle, which is this one, at 1500 plus 5, 2000 hours, it goes down another 52 pips. Okay, so from the tip at the top, goes down all the way to the bottom to 1.1283. This was 96 pips move down. Okay, so if you guys was in the webinar, and of course it was not a trading signal, but if you did take a sell during that time, you would have I wouldn't say you don't have to make all the 90 pips, but as long as you made about 40 pips or 50 pips, that would have been a good trade for the day and also for the week actually. Okay, so it was an interesting session, and of course we were also looking at gold prices. During that time, gold prices was hanging around 1708 levels, okay, during this time. And again, I was forecasting for the gold price to go down, okay, because it has been bearish since Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, so sorry, Wednesday is here, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, so gold prices was bearish in the Asian trading session, and partly through the UK trading session, and of course during the US market trading session, gold prices dropped another 34 US dollars. Okay, so yeah, so the US dollar weakening for about 10 days, and last Friday's non-farm payrolls data, I would say, helped to consolidate the US dollar. It's not a full-fledged rebound or a recovery, it's just consolidating between this high of 96.93 and also between this low of 96.54. Okay, so for those who are familiar with my style and way of analyzing the markets, again we'll focus on 3 time zones. Number 1, this morning 7 to 9 a.m. Number 2, coming up later 2 to 4 p.m. and number 3, during the evening local Singapore time 7 to 9 p.m. Okay, so for this morning we can see the UK pound at about pretty early. This one was at 6 a.m. okay, went up about 52 pips. However, this morning it found some resistance over here, and currently it's just resting along these lines. So we will need to wait until about 2 p.m. onwards to see where the volume and momentum is pushing the price action. Okay, same goes for the euro dollar. It has went up this morning about 27 pips, and then has also come down another 30 pips. Okay, so currently the euro dollar is finding some support along these levels, 1.1286. so on the H4 charts, we can also see that it is coming back to test this uptrend line. Okay, this dynamic uptrend. So we gotta wait and see later on about 2 to 4 p.m. what happens to the euro dollar. Okay, for gold prices again, for this morning, gold prices after touching a low of 1670 on Friday night at about 1700 plus 5, 22, about 10 p.m. Okay, gold prices managed to stage a, well, I would say just a usual retracement. Okay, retracing about 14 US dollars and closing the day on last Friday at about this level, 1684 levels. Okay, so this morning it's just been going up about $9, and currently, as you can see, the volume is pretty low and the candlestick movement is also pretty tight. So there's no clear direction yet. We need to wait later on in the afternoon or towards the evening. Okay, so oil prices has been bullish, still bullish, ever since ever since the 21st of April, from a low of $9.78 over here. It's $9.83. Okay, it's been going up, okay, and up all the way. So fundamentally, it's due to the reopening of economies, and also, yeah, mostly due to the reopening of economies, and also due to OPEC. Okay, on Friday, OPEC decided to, actually on Saturday, they officially announced that they're going to extend the oil production cuts by one more month. Okay, so this helps support oil prices by reducing supply, and of course with demand increasing as economies are opening up, we can see oil prices comfortably sustaining at a higher level. Okay, but I would say that once oil prices touch a price of about 41.40, you have to be careful. There could be some room for a pullback. Okay, 41.4 or anything about 41.4 to 43.4. So that was for gold prices, and also for the UK pound, and also for the euro dollar. Okay, so currently as you can see, all the prices and currencies are still relatively quiet. They have not really moved yet for today and for the week. So we're gonna have a look and see. S&P 500 was also moving up at about 1500. This was again at about 8 p.m. local Singapore time on last Friday, going up to a high of 3,210 points. Okay, so again, S&P 500 has been on a bullish trend. So the idea is to, number one, understand what news or events is happening in the markets for the day or for the week, and also understand the sentiment of the instrument that you are trading, whether it's gold, whether it's UK pound, whether it's euro dollar, or so on. Understand whether it's on a bullish sentiment or a bearish sentiment. Okay, and of course for this week, as you can see, the economic calendar is pretty quiet. However, markets will be focused on this coming Thursday, where the FOMC, the US Federal Reserve, Federal Open Market Committee, will be having their FOMC meeting. Okay, so it will be at Thursday 2 a.m. in the morning, and leading up towards that particular meeting, of course we expect to see quite a number of good opportunities on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even on a Thursday. Okay, so watch out again for the 3 time zones. And yeah, so basically this is the Canadian dollar. Also, we were looking at this last Friday. So Canadian dollar continues to strengthen against the US dollar as the oil prices continues to move up. Okay, so again, these are some of the ways that you can, some of the methods can use for trading the markets. And Aussie dollar is still relatively strong, but it's starting to find some resistance. Okay, so yeah, I hope you guys had a good understanding or update on the news, number one, and secondly, have a clearer idea about how we analyze the markets using price action, volume, and also try to key our trades when the volume and the price action is at the most active section, at the most active sessions. Okay, so yeah, so let's start this off with Monday, and then we'll see again what happens later today with another update tomorrow. So have a good day ahead, and I'll see you again tomorrow.